Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you some university tips and advice. Let's get started. There's always that standard advice of go to sleep early, don't be late for class, don't miss any classes, do your homework, eat healthy, go to the gym, work out, do your laundry, and change your damn underwear every single day. But let's face it, not all of those are going to fly while you're at university. You got to understand you and what you like to do, and that's the most important thing that I can say throughout this entire video. You can listen to my advice and tips and tricks if you like, and if you don't, then don't. Good on ya. I hope you work it out and you understand what works for you, your body, your studying, and your school. But if you care to listen to my advice, here it is. Now, I am the master at not sleeping. I have crazy insomnia. I run off of at least 4 hours of sleep. And some days I just crash and I sleep for like 12 to 15 hours. And I wake up and I'm like, I thought I died. But it's what works for me. So for sleeping tricks, I recommend don't force yourself to stay up and study, depriving you of sleep. If you're tired, go to sleep. I don't necessarily agree that a person needs at least 8 hours of sleep a night. I think it's however much a person thinks they need, do it. Naps are a beautiful thing as well. I mean, if you're tired midday, just go have a nap. They're beautiful. But because I do fall asleep at some point, usually around 6 or 7 in the morning, I miss class a lot. And by that, I'm really late all the time. I do miss classes at least. I at least miss one class a week. But that's not very good. Your attendance is very, very important. And some instructors and professors do actually keep track of your attendance. And for instance, one of my classes this semester, for 10% of my overall grade is my attendance. And I've missed 3 classes so far. So... But if you are going to miss classes and if you are going to be late, you should let your instructor or professor know that actually it shows that you do want to be a part of the class and you do want to, do your homework and study. But if you can't go to class, then you can't go to class. And if you slept in, it happens. It happens to everybody. Some mornings, they're too early, I tell you. My bed just feels so much better than going to class. But I know with me being late some days, or me even missing class, that means I have to work that much harder during the homework or during the tests to prove that, yeah, I missed the class and yeah, I was late and missed some stuff. But I am still on top and I'm still catching up and I'm still with the class. Another good thing is make sure you're prepared for the class. I don't necessarily think you need to read the entire chapter before class, but make sure you've already looked at the notes if they have provided them or glance through your textbook because it makes it a lot easier. And don't be afraid to ask questions. I know it might seem scary, but I tell you, like they always say, there's probably 10 other people that have the same question and no one's going to ask. But when you go home and you try to do that homework and you wish you asked, you're really, really going to wish you asked and you knew how to do it, because getting one simple thing wrong can get the whole entire thing wrong, and I have learned that the hard way. So I'm sure to always ask questions in class, whether it interrupts the whole entire class and you have to sit there and say it over again. As long as I understand, that's all that matters. And while you're in those classes, I don't know about you guys, but some of my classes are at least 3 to 4 hours long, and I like to dress comfortably. Dress code at school is, there really isn't any, but you shouldn't go to school in like a bra and underwear because, it is university. But I don't necessarily think you need to sit there and get all dressed up. I mean, that's all course depending as well. I mean, there's a law school up at my university, and obviously they have to be in full suits all the time. Same with, I'm in business, but that's for our 3rd and 4th year that we have to come in a suit. So take full advantage of dressing however you like. I mean, personally, half the time I roll up just straight out of bed and I'm in sweatpants and a big old hoodie. Because it really doesn't matter. As long as you're comfortable, you have to sit there for 3 or 4 or 5 hours and sit there and listen. Why would I want to be there in a full suit and high heels? I mean, props to people that do it. You look really, really good, and I could do it too. I just choose not to. But for the days that I do feel like it, I get a lot of weird looks because everyone's like, she always looks like a hobo coming to school. And I'm like, not today, guys, not today. I actually got up early for once, and I feel good. But again, personal preference. I support those who roll up in sweatpants, flip flops, and a big old hoodie, and when I had long hair, a big old fun bun. Also, you should change your underwear every day. I'm just saying. That's pretty gross if you don't. Personal preference, though. Just saying. Laundry is expensive, I hear ya. One more thing is take advantage of all the free stuff. Do you realize how much free stuff the university gives you? Oh, it's beautiful. For instance, let's see, I just had it. You get free pens like crazy. You get these really cool books all the time. You get all these free stuff. Free planners, which, you know what, another advice is use one of these. Seriously. Like, let's just say, when, you can't really see it, but you'll know when your tests are, when things are due. I'm not saying you gotta do it like in high school where you're like, write everything you did that day, no, but at least know when your tests are and when your quizzes are due and when your homework projects are due. Super, super important. Really, really handy, and most universities do give you one for free, and they're usually loaded up in the beginning with all this information and calendars, and it's just really, really helpful. So definitely get your hands on one of these. Not only is there a bunch of free books and free papers and pens, but there's almost always free food somewhere. So if you're hungry, go find it. Whether it's you gotta sit there and you take a 5-minute survey, but then you get a free sandwich, worth it all the way. There is some programs too, if you go out and find it, like the Writing Center or the Math Center, if you sit there and do your homework and you get free tutoring while you're there, you also get some free snacks like granola bars or tea or coffee. Hit it up. I do all the time. Food is expensive, and if they're willing to give me free food, hey, I'm not gonna say no unless it's something gross. Like split pea and ham soup. Now that's nasty. Just saying. Speaking of food, I don't necessarily think you need to eat as healthy as people think you should. Food is super expensive, and when you're at university and you're already paying all these bills, it's rough. It's hard. I get you. But I don't necessarily think you should eat out all the time. Personally, I live off of 4 solid veg. Carrots, celery, onions, and potatoes. But, I don't blame you. Freaking a bag of carrots is $3. I could get a whole meal at McDonald's for $3. I'm just saying, I get you. But do try to stay on a bit of the healthier side. And coffee becomes your best friend. Now, I don't recommend buying a coffee every day because that gets pretty expensive, especially from Starbucks, as good as they are. Learn to make some coffee yourself at home. I use instant coffee, and I use Tim Hortons hot chocolate. Beautiful mocha. I have one almost every morning. Also, tea is very, very good. There's loads of flavors. Obviously, it's $2-3. You get 24 of them. Beautiful. Love it. Coffee's your best friend. As for studying, make sure you find a way that you like. I'm one of those read, write, repeat people. I will literally sit there in class. Here's an example. I will sit there in class, and they usually have PowerPoints, and I will write out every single PowerPoint, and I highlight definitions and every single point and anything that's important because it really, really helps me. Now, I know there's 3 different types. There's visual, audio, and kinesthetic. I'm a kinesthetic learner, so I need to actually do it for me to understand it. That's why I do the read, write, repeat, because not all classes, like HR, there's no way you can go out and just do HR. So in order for me to understand it, I just write it out and read it and think, visually, like how that would go on in a workplace. Now, not everyone's kinesthetic and not everyone learns this way. So make sure you find your way that you like to study. I'm not gonna lie, highlighters are your best friend. I use every single color and they all mean different things to me. Just to quickly show you, these mean definitions. These are for bulletin points. These are for not necessarily definitions, but an important word in something where I should know what it means. And this is usually, I don't really like this one, so I usually use this for like lines or arrows. And this pink one I use to just help color up the page because it looks so boring with just white and blue writing all the time. I use this for like any abbreviations or brackets or numbers just to help brighten it up, make it easier for the eye. Apparently it's proven that even though you have all your papers highlighted, it doesn't really help you study. I don't necessarily agree with that, but for your textbooks, keep those babies in pristine condition. Let me tell you, yeah, you pay like $200 for a textbook, but if you don't write in it and you don't highlight it and you just read it and you don't crimple up the papers, you're gonna get at least $150 back for it. Yeah, you can either sell it online or you can, most universities that I know of, you can actually bring the books back and they'll sell them used, and if they're in really, really good condition, the more money you get back. So, brilliant. Also, because textbooks are expensive, if you know what classes you're going to be in, ask the instructor if they have them at the library, because if you can save $200 to $300 on a book, why wouldn't you just sit at the library when you're studying that course and read the textbook? Brilliant. But, there's also stuff online. Now, I am not going to sit here and recommend you do it, but I know for a fact that you can probably find it online just to help you save some money. Just saying. Or, hit up a buddy who has the textbook. There's almost always an e-learning and be like, are you going to use that? And if not, snipe it because it's a free textbook right there. Why not use it? Just saying. I think overall, like I said in the beginning, just be you. You can listen to all the tips and tricks and advice you want. You're sure going to find out when you come to university. I sure did. Yep. Just do whatever works for you. Use your money wisely. Drink a lot of coffee. Stay organized in your notes. And take advantage of free stuff. I'm sure you'll be fine. To have a bit of a Yoda moment, life is easy, people just complicate it. The same with university. University is pretty easy, people just complicate it. Just take one step at a time, you'll figure it out. And don't be afraid to ask for help. I hope you guys liked today's vlog and university advice and tips. It came out a lot longer than I wanted it to, but some pretty important stuff. So again, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye. Lipstick problems. This is why I stick the lip stain. But I couldn't resist. I just got this lipstick. Beautiful.